This is Dal Houston, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. My videos address how to change your circumstances in life, whether they be financial, personal, social, or just life in general. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands, of similar sites. With that said, for better or worse, I just see the world differently than others, and I can tell you without any hesitancy that you will find thoughts, strategies, and ideas here you won't find anywhere else. It is my sincere hope you will find the content interesting and enjoyable. Thank you. Hey guys, Dal here. Here's what's on my mind today. See if I can explain this. I was having a conversation with my son yesterday. He's having problems with a friend and understanding what friendship is and what have you. And we talked. And I realized when we got done, in life, so many of us, we have encounters with multiple people a day, okay? Some are on a good basis, some are in business, some are in social, restaurant staff, store clerks, all kinds of people. And each one of those encounters tells you something about people and life. And so I was thinking to myself this morning, what more could I talk to about my son? And it's this, that when I was young, when I'd have problems with a friend, girlfriend problems later, I didn't, until 23, I didn't have many girlfriends. I was working, I was shy, I was inept, and what have you. I would just treat each encounter as an independent interaction. Okay, well, this, I had this encounter and it didn't go very good with this person, and that would be it. But as I got older, I began to learn broad lessons. And I began to create this informal, in my head, pattern. So that I could, not in a bad way, but in a good way, figure out what kind of person I was dealing with. Let me give you this example. I remember dating a lot of girls. And they would start talking about their trips. Oh, I went here, I went there, went there, there. Oh, well, and I didn't travel much. And I'll be honest, I just took it. I was felt so inadequate, stupid, naive. But looking back, once you realized what was happening in that interaction, it was bragging, okay? They were bragging. Now, once you've learned enough lessons, you can understand why are people bragging. Because it's them that are insecure, and they are trying to make themselves feel better. They may also be trying to bring you down a little bit. I don't know. I'm not saying that, but they could. Or I still to this day, because I'm not so worried about picking up girls, obviously I'm married. But in business, I have clients come to me, or opposing counsel, or an opposing side, and they start bragging. Even as much as 10 years ago, I would, oh gosh, well, they got so much, and gee whiz, I don't, and I'd start comparing myself to them, and then I realized, again, getting back to that, once you learn that lesson, it is very simple. Once there's bragging, you can begin to pigeonhole that person a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about in a bad way, and I'm not talking about manipulation either, but in a way that you can say, this is not the interaction I thought it was. Because they're sitting here bragging. Maybe in every interaction with them, they're bragging. And I can begin to say, okay, they're portraying themselves as being these, again, I used to hear a lot of travel stories. Oh, we went here, we went there, all these places, and my dad bought this and that. And I realized, again, that's bragging. Once you get that, once you spot that, you know a lot about what's going on. And you know a lot about that person. And again, in my younger days, and I know in my son's deal, we are treating each interaction like it's unique. Like it's unique, and it never happened before. Oh my gosh, someone's bragging. Oh, well, and this relationship didn't go very good, but maybe the next one will, and you get into the same thing, and the same thing happens, and you think, oh, well, there's a couple of girls like that, or a couple of guys like that. And again, once you learn that, and once you spot those patterns, you create that, I'm not going to say playbook, but you create that organizational design in your head. You can tell a lot about stuff. I've got clients, and I got people I deal with, who play themselves down at the same time they play themselves out. Just as another form of bragging, but that has got a whole new set of deals. And I'm not going into what each pattern means. I'm just telling you, instead of just having an interaction with somebody, take away a lesson. Mentally evaluate. Okay, here's what we talked about. What are they really trying to communicate with me? What are they really, not what they are, well, not what they actually said. That's important too, but hey, this is what they actually said. But what are they trying to actually tell me, or what are they accidentally telling me about this? I've got a video, first video I done and posted on YouTube, I think it's the first at least, about horses' asses. When I was, oh gosh, this is almost 20 years ago, not quite, I worked for a law firm who, it was their reputation to be nasty. I mean, just nasty, just give on nothing. And when I mean nasty, I mean it was not a polite place to work. It was not polite to do business with our firm. I had a really difficult time with that. I like to be polite. I like to be tough on what I'm doing and be a shrewd negotiator and a shrewd litigator. But just being nasty just really wasn't my thing. But I didn't just come away and say, boy, that's a nasty firm. I learned that there's other firms like that. There are other businesses like that. And once you learn that, you can say, when someone, I first get a phone call from somebody and they're litigating and they're on the other end of it and they start doing that, I used to would have go, oh my gosh, I'm in for a hell of a ride. What a mess this is going to be. And now I realize, kind of getting back to the bragging, it's a form of bullying, which is also telling you that ultimately, and this is the way that law firm was, yes, they had probably 20, 25 attorneys there, and most of them were nasty, but the head of the firm was a little shrimp that, how can I say, couldn't have beat himself, dug himself out of a wet paper bag, and how he had learned to handle himself was that nasty voice. He can't even look at you going down the hall, look in your face going down the hall, but you put him somewhere and he could go off and do this performance. That was his way of building himself up. So now, when I do encounter those people, I'm like, oh, you're trying to intimidate me. Bullshit. It ain't gonna work on me. Whereas I know most firms, they get a call from that, they shrink in their chair and they go, oh my gosh, this is going to be an awful situation. Does that make sense? So set and try, and I try to do this with every person. It sounds manipulative, it's not, because we are anyway. It's just trying to organize that information. And so you can say, this is what I've got. This is what this means. Guys, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn from it. Talk to you later.